Welcome back to the Victimology Report. Episode 5 will be about Jamie Lloyd. Jamie was an intelligent and shy child. Throughout her short life, whether it was in the Haddonfield Children's Clinic or with the cult of Thorn, Jamie would constantly have to live with the fear of being pursued by her homicidal uncle, Michael Myers. Those that she loved and cared for would be put in harm's way or killed indirectly as a result of their association with her. Despite being the catalyst for these events, she would find herself helpless to stop any of it. Jamie Lloyd was the daughter of Laurie Strode and Mr. Lloyd. Her mother, Laurie, would survive an almost fatal attack by her brother, Michael Myers, on October 31st, 1978. Both of her parents would die in a vehicle accident in 1987. Jamie was adopted by the Carruthers family when she was only 7 years old. They were close family friends with Laurie, who used to babysit their daughter Rachel when she was Jamie's age. Jamie was fully aware of the horrendous acts her uncle had committed in Haddonfield, and was often taunted by other students in her school because of it. It's 4 a.m. in the morning, as Jamie sits on the couch staring at the rain outside. She cannot sleep because there's a feeling inside of her that's quite unsettling. Unbeknownst to her, the once comatose Michael is being transported to Smith's Grove. During the transport, the attendants conversate about Michael having a niece living in his hometown of Haddonfield. Michael would eventually kill all of those aboard the ambulance before escaping. Rachel sits by Jamie in hopes of consoling her. Jamie verbally expresses that she misses her mother. The death of a parent can be a profoundly devastating loss, especially for younger children. Jamie asks Rachel, does she love her like a real sister? Rachel tells her that they are not really sisters, but this does not mean that she loves her any less. Rachel sends Jamie off to bed and exits the room. Inside her bedroom, Jamie kneels down next to her bed and says her prayers when suddenly, lightning and thunder crash outside, startling her. The door creaks open as Jamie gets up to close it. The reflection of Michael appears in the mirror. Jamie returns to her bed and instantly, Michael reaches out from under the bed and grabs her by the leg. Jamie breaks loose and runs to her closet. She opens the door and comes face to face with the boogeyman, gripping a knife. Jamie screams, which prompted the attention of her foster mother, who rushes into the room. She finds Jamie shaking on the floor of her closet, traumatized after what was only a nightmare. The following day, Jamie is coming home from school when she is teased and taunted by several kids about Michael being her deranged uncle. She runs from the scene crying. At home, Rachel plans to go out for Halloween with her boyfriend, Brady, but her parents refuse and forces her to take Jamie trick-or-treating. Rachel protests and Jamie overhears the conversation, upset at the fact that Rachel would prefer spending time with her boyfriend. After seeing how upset Jamie is, Rachel finally agrees to babysit her that night. They arrive at the store to buy Jamie a Halloween costume. Coincidentally, Jamie finds a clown costume very much like the one that Michael wore at age 6 when he murdered his older sister, Judith. That night, Rachel takes Jamie out for trick-or-treating. They are unaware that Michael is on the loose again and is believed to be in Haddonfield, searching for his niece. Michael's doctor, Loomis, is also trying to find Jamie before Michael can. While trick-or-treating, Rachel and Jamie are separated. Jamie leaves with several other kids undetected. When Rachel notices Jamie is gone, she begins to search the streets for her, panicking out of her mind. Due to a news bulletin of Michael's escape, scared parents are scrambling to locate and pick up their kids from trick-or-treating. It is getting late, and Jamie is becoming increasingly worried that she still hasn't found Rachel. She continues to walk the deserted streets alone before Rachel suddenly appears. They are running towards each other and embrace. Soon after, Dr. Loomis and Sheriff Meeker arrive in a police car. They inform Rachel and Jamie of what's going on and put them in the back seat of the squad car. Just as Sheriff Meeker is about to drive away, He instantly sees a masked face behind a building, but then on another corner, a second Michael stands, and a third one. Sheriff Meeker and Dr. Loomis are confused which is the real one, when suddenly they pull off their masks. They are only kids playing pranks. After Sheriff Meeker and Dr. Loomis discover the carnage back at the police station, their only alternative is to take Jamie and Rachel to the sheriff's home. Upon their arrival, Sheriff Meeker orders Rachel and Jamie to go upstairs and for his daughter, Kelly, to lock all downstairs windows. Dr. Loomis and Sheriff Meeker would eventually end up leaving the house in search of Michael. Jamie, Rachel, Brady, Kelly, and a deputy were the only ones left inside, or so they thought. Rachel would discover the corpses of Kelly and the deputy. Rachel runs back downstairs and, in her haste, runs into Brady, who believes Jamie is dead. Suddenly, Jamie appears outside another upstairs room. Rachel runs up to her as Brady notices something, Michael slowly advancing towards them. Rachel, Jamie, and Brady all run upstairs. Jamie and Rachel reach the top of the attic stairs, calling out for Brady, but he stays to fight off Michael. Brady would engage in a brief struggle before being overpowered and killed. Jamie and Rachel begin hastily throwing stuff down to the staircase, attempting to block Michael. Rachel would break a window as they escape onto the roof. As Rachel tries to lower Jamie to safety down below, Michael makes his way up to the roof in full attack mode. Jamie is compelled to drop halfway down as Rachel falls off the rooftop. Michael, thinking Rachel is already dead, heads down to the ground level to finish Jamie off. Seeing Rachel's motionless body sprawled on the ground, Jamie is mortified. Michael appears at the side of the house and begins to slowly walk towards Jamie. Jamie runs down the street, screaming for help, when instantly, Dr. Loomis leaps out from behind a tree and grabs her. They would make their way inside Jamie's school. Dr. Loomis tells Jamie that they are safe, but Jamie knows neither of them really believes that. Dr. Loomis searches for a classroom to enter, but Michael appears, shoving him through a glass door. Jamie flees down the hallway, screaming, banging on all locked doors. She continues to make her way through the corridors, not knowing Michael's whereabouts. She looks around every corner when she sees him standing on a stairwell, knife in hand. Jamie screams again and begins to run down another staircase, but trips and falls the rest of the way down. Michael grabs her by the leg, but Rachel appears in front of Michael and sprays him with liquid carbon dioxide, blinding him and enabling Jamie's escape. A group of rambunctious Haddonfield residents arrive at the school soon after hearing the alarm sounding off. Rachel runs outside and tells them that Michael is inside. The crew is about to head inside, but Jamie warns them not to. The crew of men listens and decides to leave with Jamie and Rachel. As they head out of town, they pass by several state police cruisers racing down the highway. They are some distances away when suddenly, Michael's hand appears on the back of the truck and begins to lift himself into the back. Michael would begin to slaughter each man on the truck. Jamie and Rachel watch in horror as Michael would kill the driver of the truck, causing Rachel to take the wheel. Rachel slams on brake, sending Michael flying off the truck. At this time, the police cars arrive, and Rachel runs out to talk to them, ordering Jamie to stay in the truck. But Jamie is too curious as she walks over to Michael's lifeless body. She takes his hand in hers and feels along his burn marks. Michael's grip tightens on the knife as he slowly begins to rise. Jamie ducks down as the police repeatedly shoots him. He staggers backwards from the multiple gun blasts and soon after tumbles into an abandoned mine shaft. Sheriff Meeker escorts Jamie and Rachel home to their worried parents. Dr. Loomis joins them, assuring everyone that Michael is dead. Jamie's foster mother goes upstairs to the bathroom to fix a nice bath for Jamie, but Jamie's not acting like her normal self. She puts on a mask and begins slowly walking towards the bathroom, grabbing a pair of scissors. She approaches her foster mother and attacks. Everyone is alerted to her screaming. Dr. Loomis runs to the staircase, raising his gun and watches in terror as he sees what Jamie has transformed into. The others run after him. What they see is unfathomable. It is Jamie wearing the clown mask, clutching a bloody pair of scissors, with an evil look on her face. Perhaps the evil was passed through Michael's bloodline. After the events of the previous Halloween, Jamie is in Haddonfield Children's Hospital after attacking her foster mother. She is being treated by Dr. Loomis with the aid of Rachel's friend Tina. She hasn't said a word since the attack, but to Jamie's dismay, she discovers that she has a mind link to her uncle. Michael, who has spent the year recovering from his wounds in a coma, wakes up and goes after Jamie again. At the clinic, Jamie continues to suffer from nightmares. Dr. Loomis pleads with Jamie to help him locate and stop Michael, reminding her that he was responsible for her actions regarding trying to kill her mother. He warned Jamie that she can't hide from him because he will always find her, no matter where she went. Dr. Loomis would devise a plan to lure Michael back to his childhood home, using Jamie as bait. Michael would go on to kill anyone in his way of getting to Jamie. While being pursued by Michael, Jamie hides in the attic. He finds her, and Jamie tries appealing to her uncle's humanity, but ultimately fails after touching Michael's face, sending him into a fit of rage. Dr. Loomis would appear using a tranquilizer gun to weaken him, and then proceeds to violently beat him unconscious with a wooden plank. Michael is locked up in the sheriff's station, to eventually be escorted to a maximum security prison. However, there's a stranger in black that arrives and starts to ravage the police station, shooting the officers with a submachine gun and causing an explosion. Jamie walks through the station finding the bodies of the gunned-down officers. Fearing the worst, she goes over to Michael's holding cell to discover that it's empty. Michael and his niece Jamie have been abducted by the mysterious stranger in black from the Haddonfield police station. 6 years later, Jamie has been impregnated and her baby is born on Halloween Eve. The father of the child is unknown. Jamie's baby is taken away by the man in black, who appears to be the leader of a druid-like cult. Later, a midwife helps Jamie to escape with her baby and is soon killed by Michael. Jamie flees with her child in a stolen pickup truck. Jamie stays briefly at a deserted bus station for assistance, to no avail. She knew that the inevitable was near, so she strategically left her baby at the bus station. She leaves with Michael in full pursuit. Michael would eventually catch up with Jamie. With no remorse for Jamie being his niece, Michael would brutally murder her. Jamie's life itself was nothing short of a tragedy. Losing her biological parents at a young age caused deep trauma that she never recovered from. Jamie never got the chance to live and enjoy a normal childhood because of the fear that her crazed uncle would find and kill her one day. Her fears were manifested in the worst possible way. The 6 years that Jamie spent held hostage with the cult of Thorns is shrouded in mystery. I can only begin to imagine the daily horror she must have experienced. As for Jamie's child, the baby was found by Tommy Doyle, who would protect the infant from Michael with the help of Dr. Loomis and Kara Strode. This has been the Victimology report of Jamie Lloyd. I hope you enjoyed episode 5. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Be safe out there, and don't become the next victim.